Okay, so we took a look at N8N and we've discussed what it can do as far as workflows. There's a ton of information out there on N8N. There are a ton of groups that you can get into. Any one of those groups that you join, if a 30-day window into them or whatever, they all have a ton of workflows you can get. And then there's a ton in the repository. The best way that I've found to make workflows is to make them on my own. And this is how you figure it out. So we're in N8N. I have it here. Okay. So we're going to go to Claude. Okay, cool. So we're going to go to our Claude projects. I have my N8N helper and I'm just going to tell it in plain English. So I want to monitor my Instagram and then use those posts for Google My Business. I don't want this. None of these should be triggering anything. So I want to monitor my Instagram and then use those post thumbnails for Google My Business. And if it will let me do this, which I'm not sure it will, we should be able to monitor everybody at the shop and do this. All right. So it's going to go through and check the project files. Then it looks for internet. Then it looks on the internet and now it starts creating the file, right? And so it's going to start creating this workflow. And what I haven't added to this yet is the labeling, the ability to label, but I do have that in one of these. Where I was having, it'll anonymize the workflow. So once I get the workflow worked out, I copy it, I put it into an anonymizer and it takes out all of my custom data, all of my API keys and labels everything that it does and then writes it so I can just have it copy and paste to you guys. Now, this is all that it is. It's just these lines of like code and writing. Sometimes it's not that much. One node is probably not that much, even if it's an AI node. So this is the documentation and this is the workflow. So all we're going to do here, I don't know what any of this shit does. I mean, I kind of do, but only because I've been doing it for so long and it's all trial and error. It's like video games, right? So I paste it in and here we go. So these Instagram user ID, split each post, filter images only, transform for GMB, check if already posted, filter new posts only, configure the Google My Business settings, and then let me know on Telegram that it's done. So I've been trying to use Telegram more for this because I can talk to my LLM and it can let's check something, Notebook. Google has a thing for that. It's called Notebook LM. I haven't used it a lot, but I've been learning about it. notebooklm.google.com. Cool. And we can upload our sources and those can go from Google Drive. We can link websites or YouTubes. We can paste copy text. I have a bunch of files just like the marketing managed one, right? Where you could have one that's like your social media manager. So let's just say we're going to call this social media manager and we are going to add sources. We're going to upload from the computer 26 TikTok, Instagram, GHL ad manager, Meta Andromeda, Google ads. Okay. And we're going to add all of that to this. And now we can say, give me an infographic. Great. Blue color scheme to highlight 3 stats. So this is going to check out all of these sources and then give us an infographic based on these stats. And then sometimes you can connect Notebook LM as your knowledge base to one of these. It's not an agent. This is a project, right? And so let's look in projects here. Add instructions, how to manage the project memory, Google Drive. So we can't LM in Google Gemini projects. So when we were talking about gems the other day, obviously, I didn't connect this at that time, but you can use this as a secret knowledge base for your gems. And then whoever's reading your gems is not going to have access to this knowledge base. So I will make one in here that is the bold booking knowledge base for Go High Level, for all the software, right? And so this will have Go High Level information in it. And I will present a chatbot that answers questions for bold booking. I think that's how I can make it work. So that's the way to go. Definitely. Oh yeah, Claude. So let's see if we go to our projects, our chats, and our last chat, it made the workflow and it made the setup guide. So this is just literally a guide. Yeah. So this will tell you everything that you need to do. I generally go in there and I just start playing with it. And so it'll say check every 6 hours. So the first thing we need to do is set up whose Instagram. My user ID is, let's actually double check on that. Okay, perfect. So I was right. We're good to go. It wasn't more tricky than, so we have an issue. So maybe it doesn't need the ampersand. That's not an ampersand, whatever that is. Not defined on code wrapper, eval machine. So now we're just going to take this and we're going to start dumping in the errors in here, and we have a thinking model set up. So it's going to start telling me how to fix this problem. But however, you need your Instagram business account ID, numeric ID. How to get your ID, you need to make this API call to find your numeric ID. So we're just going to say get, this is an API call. Do I have an Instagram API? Yeah, I need this. So display, Instagram basics display enables your app to let people import their media from Instagram, connect profiles, and more. So that's what I want. And Instagram, your case studies, who's it for, get started. Manage their presence on Instagram from your app. Content publishing API. So I kind of want this where we get started, bitch. Start building. I want to do as little reading as possible. And that doesn't mean no reading. That means I want to be able to take in and understand the key points without reading 30 pages of bullshit. Instagram API with login. So your scopes is what your project is allowed to do. So to make this work, I'm going to do this in a different workflow or a different video rather, instead of making you guys watch all this shit right now. But you get an API key that allows your workflow to log on and check your Instagram. It's going to see what happened in the last 24 hours. And then it's going to, or 6 hours or whatever you set. And then it's going to take that post and post it over to Google My Business. And you're going to have to do the same thing too. You have to make an API that works, right? So you have to, your project has to unlock Instagram, go get the thing and bring it back, go over to Google My Business, unlock the door, put the information in there and be done with it, right? It's also going to have to reorganize that data in between those two. So that's overall what the workflow is going to do, is come through here. And like I said before, get the information from Instagram, log in, fetch the post, split the posts up, filter it so that we're only looking at images. Then we're going to transform it for Google My Business. Then we're going to check if that's been already posted. Then we're going to check for new posts only. Then we're going to configure Google My Business settings. Then we're going to post over to Google My Business. Then we're going to log that item, and then it's going to notify me on Telegram. Now, this create GMB, I don't know if I will use this. This will post straight to Google My Business, and that's probably easy enough. I might also have it log all this information into a spreadsheet. And then once I have, 10 or 20 entries on the spreadsheet, that can schedule the post to Google My Business. No, that is an extra step, a couple extra steps. So we might not do that all the time. And I will play with this. I haven't done this one yet, and so I'm anxious to play with it. But that's it, right? I use Claude, and a project for N8N that has all of these documents in it. There's not a ton. A couple of deep dives, a couple of searches that told me about coding in JSON, N8N cheat from, it looks like Pinterest or something. And you take all that information or do a deep dive on, go to Perplexity. Bam, look at this, and say, cool, I need you to create a complete guide to creating N8N workflows as well as best practices for writing in JSON. I'm going to actually let it go for deep research, and also a list of available nodes and credentials. This must be a valid instruction set for a Claude project to write N8N workflows. And so we've set the mission. You're letting Perplexity run that fucking mission, right? You don't want to go research all of these 80 different places, right? Everybody in tattooing is up in arms about using AI for anything. I don't want to fucking research all this shit. I don't want to read all that stuff. I do want to maximize my presence on Google. So in some instances, look at all this research. It's doing all of this research and searching deeper and deeper to be able to produce what I'm requesting in this 3 lines, in this 2 sentences, right? I have 2 sentences here, and we have now sent this thing on a mission. It's been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times one. There's 6 or 7 of these. So 49 websites. Now we're getting to the point where I think N8N is going to get phased out, because I'm starting to already, like, if you use Gemini or you use Claude, you kind of need N8N to send to post into your Go High Level account. But with the way we're doing the vibe coding in the apps right now, that's not going to be how it is very much longer. It's going to be just like you go into your little app, you write what you want it to do the research on. It's going to do the research, create the blog post, upload it to your blog, and all you're going to have to do is edit it and post it, right? I still believe that you should be the one that is like doing the final edit and like actually publishing it. So upload it to drafts. The lifting has been done. Use these tools to save your sanity. So now we have this expression quick reference, node selection guide, workflow template, have a configuration file. These are our instructions. So Claude project configuration for N8N window generation, project system prompt template. So this is the system prompt. We're going to have these as part of our knowledge base. Then what we're going to do is come over here to this. I'll get back to this in a second. Cool. I need you to find me high quality N8N cheat sheets, user guides, and examples more recent than August 2025. Let this thing go out and do some of that research, and it's going to get you some of these documents too, right? I bet when it was doing that research, I bet all of those are great documents. We have the N8N complete guide. This is a 15,000 word comprehensive reference covering fundamentals and architecture, the core concepts, step-by-step workflow creation, JSON structure. So this, because this one will be more recent, I'm going to upload web view, MSA. I don't even know what I'm closing. So try to wrap this up. So this is going to give us a bunch of links to the N8N internal docs. We can link here. We can also link all these different things. And what I'm going to do is, let's say, pin chat, archive, move project, copy editor. I am going to copy this into a Google Doc. Maybe this one's short. You guys can search for this one or N8N it, or not N8N, ChatGPT or Google or whatever. These documents I will put in this is right here. Complete workflow generation. What's this? Complete guide. Load more. 29 kilobytes. So this is a ton of information, right? And so these documents, these three, I'll put there. This project config, this is your system prompt, but I would put it in as a file, and I would copy it and put it in as your instructions, right? And then the knowledge base won't be as crazy as this, but you could use this knowledge base in Claude, in Grok, and whatever you want to use. And that's kind of where Notebook LM comes in. If you wanted to put all of these into Notebook LM, this thing is killing it. Cool. So in the next video, we'll take those three documents in the description of the video. So take those documents, open the video, and then we'll come over to Claude and we'll make our very own N8N workflow generator that you can have and make all the workflows you could ever want. And that's it. I'll see you on the next one.